Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through my August TBR. It has been one interesting day. I've tried to film this video, or at least I meant to film this video a couple of times throughout the day and it just didn't happen. And then my basement started to flood. So yeah, it's been a really long day. It's now 11 o'clock at night, so I'm sorry if this video does not go as smoothly as it should. But with all that being said, let's get into my August. So before we get started, I'm going to start with two disclaimers today. The first one being, if you hear my Great Dane whining or crying upstairs, she's not hurt, dying, or anything above. She's absolutely fine. She's just dramatic. Here on this channel, we deal with it. The second disclaimer is you are currently listening to future past Elle, because this is a pre-filmed video. Most of my videos for August will be pre-filmed, which means I'm going to have them going on hopefully a set schedule. But with that being said, if anything, how do I put this? If anything else heinous happens for 2020 and I don't right away immediately address it in one of my videos, it's because they were pre-filmed. If it's absolutely horrendous, like just out of this world, like needs to be addressed immediately, I will break my pre-filming to address the issue. But if it's not anything absolutely egregious and the pre-filming continues, that is why I'm not ignoring it. I will probably address it on one of my other social media platforms and get to it on my YouTube later. But just to make it perfectly clear, these are pre-filmed videos. So if any other, just because 2020 has been so crazy, if anything else pops up, I'm hoping we're in the clear for 2020, but if anything else pops up and I don't address it immediately on my YouTube, it's because these are pre-filmed. You will be listening to past Elle. So there we go. My August TBR is insane. It is so huge and so overly ambitious, but I'm hoping I can get through the majority of it. So to start, I'm going to take you guys through the books that I absolutely have to read for August, and I will explain why I absolutely have to read them in my next video. So the two books that I absolutely have to read are Save the Date and The Unexpected Everything, both by Morgan Matson. I will explain why these two are my absolute must-reads for August in my next video, as I just said, but these are the two very, very chunky contemporaries that I have to read. I'm actually very excited to get to both of these because Morgan Matson is one of my all-time favorite authors, so I've been meaning to get to these two for a while, but yeah, I'm very, very excited to have these on my TBR. They're insanely chunky, but she's a really good author, so I'm excited to get to them. My next couple books are books that I meant to read in July but never got around to doing, but never got around to actually reading them. So that would be The Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. It follows our main character. I don't remember her name. What's her name? Yeah, I don't remember her name, but our main character is the daughter of a pirate, and she infiltrates a enemy pirate ship to retrieve a map, I believe, and she ends up, I think she purposely gets herself captured in order to retrieve said map, and while doing so, I believe she either falls in love with the enemy captain himself or his first mate. Either way, it sounds really, really cool. I love pirates, so I'm very excited for this, and I actually have the audiobook version, so I'll probably listen to the audiobook and follow along with my physical copy, but either way, I'm very, very excited. The next book that I have for my TBR, I'm actually so sad that I wasn't able to get to it in July, but fingers crossed I can get to it in August, and that is Cersei by Madeline Miller. If you haven't heard about this book or have no idea what it's about, I'm going to give you a very, very poor, slightly inaccurate synopsis from what I can remember, but it follows the goddess Cersei, and when she is born, she either does not have powers or is not as powerful as her parents until she gets a little bit older, and it comes out that she actually has oh gosh, I can't remember the power that she has, but it turns out that she actually is extremely powerful, so much so that Zeus is threatened by her and kicks her out of the land of the gods, and she takes solace among humans, and I believe that there is a huge battle at the end where she either has to go back to being with the gods or choose the side of the humans. I can't remember, but that is the gist of it. It sounds so, so cool, and I'm very, very excited to have it, and I'm so sad I didn't get to it in July, but I'm definitely hoping to get to it in August. I'm possibly gonna do the audiobook version of it, but I kind of also want to do just like a physical read. I'm not sure, I haven't made my mind up yet, but either way, Cersei will be gotten to at some point in August for sure. The next book that I have on my TBR is The Deceivers by Kristen Simmons, and it follows our main character, Brynn, who is very talented in the art of deceit. No, she's very talented in the art of the deceit. Again, really? Oh my gosh, this is what happens when I film at nighttime. I swear I have a level of coherence, I swear. Let me try this again. My next book on my August TBR is The Deceivers, written by Kristen Simmons. It follows our main character, Brynn, who is very talented in the art of deceit. So much so that the director of a prestigious, I think it's either a boarding or a private school, sought her out specifically so she would be able to use her talents on prospective, I believe it's prospective clients or parents of children. I don't know exactly who it is, but he needs her to kind of go through history and pull off some of like the most famous scams throughout history. And it doesn't go into detail what scams exactly, but it just, I believe the synopsis calls it classic scams throughout history, which is so cool. And that just sounds really, really interesting and like a lot of fun. So I don't know. It wasn't one that I was planning on picking up, but I kind of saw it on my desk in my room and I was like, you know, I haven't really put much thought into this one. So I grabbed it and I was like, why not? But yeah, I'm mildly interested in this one and a little excited. The next book that I have is Between the Notes by Sharon Huss Root. This one doesn't have one of my favorite tropes. You know how we usually get like the rags to riches? This one is like the riches to rags type of thing. So it's about our main character and her family who moved from a very, very nice neighborhood to the wrong side of the tracks, and she's trying to kind of learn how to navigate her new life, not being rich anymore, and the only thing that she really has to rely on is herself and her talent for music. She plays the piano, opposed to how she would normally be able to rely on more materialistic things. She actually has to kind of figure out who she is as a person and get people to like her for her, essentially, which doesn't really seem like that complex of a story. But I find when this trope is done well, it's done really, really well, and if it's not done well, it's just an absolute train wreck. So I'm skeptical going into this book, but I'm also mildly hopeful because, like I said, when it's done well, it's usually done beautifully well. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best with this one, but I'm absolutely prepared. All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of my August TBR. It doesn't seem like a lot of books, but the books that I have are actually really, really long. So that's why I say it's insanely overly ambitious for me, but I'm still very hopeful that I will be able to get through most of the books on my TBR. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wanted to hiccup and I couldn't get it out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next video where I will, is it my next video or the video after that? There's a video that's coming up soon where I will be taking you guys through my author series that I am starting this month. And the author that I will be going through is Morgan Matson. I will talk way more about it in my next video or an upcoming video. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, stay tuned for that video. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe before you go, and I will see you in the next one. I promise next time I film, it will not be at 11 o'clock at night. I will be more awake and more lively, but nonetheless, thank you for sitting through it.